Hi, it's Caroline at the Benicia Public Library. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to make a storytelling game or a story planning game. This is basically a way if you want to come up with a story and you're having some trouble coming up with ideas, or you just kind of want to do something that's really maybe a little silly, it's a great way to do that. If you signed up for the summer reading program and you picked the writing packet, this is actually one of your activities already. I think it's activity 2. It is. There it is. Activity 2, make the story planning game. And I wrote out all the instructions, but I'm going to show you in this video what to do. If you didn't sign up for the writing track and you're interested in doing this, you can totally do this at home. You just need paper. So I'll show you the different pieces that we supplied and you can kind of make your own. So the first thing you'll need is the storytelling game paper. So this is what we provided to you. If you're making your own at home, you can get a piece of paper and just draw a big circle on it and divide it into these 8 sections, like kind of like pieces of pie. If you have a paper plate at home, you could even do it on a paper plate. So that's another idea. So that's one of the things we provided. We also provided 2 yellow papers that say character. It doesn't have to be yellow. These are just the ones we made for you. And 2 more that are blue and say problem. Again, the color doesn't really matter. We just made them different colors for you, for the kids who signed up for writing, just to make it really easy to tell them apart. Okay, let's get started. So the first part is this spinner. And this is going to be the setting of the story that we make. So if you look in the writing packet, if you signed up for writing, we gave you 8 ideas of settings you can do. I'm just going to use these 8 for today. So I'm going to write them down. However, you don't have to use these. If you have other ideas about settings where you would like stories to take place, this is up to you. This is your game. So it's definitely something you can customize to something that you're more interested in. All right, so I'm going to do desert, and I'm going to do ocean. I'm going to do swamp. I would love to tell a story that takes place in a swamp. Savannah. As you can see, these are all kind of different locations, like different biomes, sort of. Tundra, iceberg, mountain, and jungle. So what I'm doing right now that you kind of can't see me doing, I just wrote each of those locations into a different quadrant in this circle. So again, you can write whatever you want. These are just the 8 ideas that we gave you if you want to use those, but feel free to customize it however you want. All right, so after you've done that, this is actually going to be like a little spinner. I just want to double check the way, yeah, perfect. All right, this is going to be like a spinner, so you spin a paper clip and you figure out what your location is going to be. So we provided in your kit a paper clip, a nice big one, and a brad. So a brad are like these things that you've probably seen them before. They kind of poke through and then they open up. You'll see. So what I'm going to do is I have my brad. I'm going to kind of put the paper clip onto the brad like that, loop it through. And then if you got the kit, we kind of cut a little hole for you in the middle there. If you are making your own at home, you can poke a hole in it, you know, whatever you need to do. And then open up the brad. So this is the back. That's now the brad that's opened up. And on the front, it looks like this. Do you see how it's sort of a spinner? So right now I'm holding it upright, so if I spin the paper clip, also it's a little tight, so it might not spin very well. You might need to adjust it a little bit. But if I spin it, it's just going to probably land down because of gravity. So you'll probably want to hold it flat, and then if you spin it, it'll help pick out a location. So I just spun it a few times, and I got it on desert, so maybe I'll tell a story in the desert. If you have trouble getting it to spin, maybe play with it a little bit so there's a little more room for it to move around. If it gets super loose and it falls off the brad, you could always just kind of clip it back on. But anyway, that is step 1. That is our setting spinner. So we'll tell a story in the desert. That sounds awesome. The next step is we're going to make a deck of character cards. So the reason we gave you 2 pieces of paper, each one of the ones we provided has 10 cards on it. So you're going to cut those out. I'm not going to cut all of them out right now because that would be a very long video and probably not super exciting to watch. But you can cut out all of them at home because this is your game. All right, so I just cut out 2 of the cards. And again, we gave you 2 sheets, so you have 20 of these. So you can cut out all 20, and then you can make a little pile of all your character cards. So what you do with these, each of these are different character ideas of characters that can be in your story. Now, this can really be whatever you want. You can do, let me double check the examples we gave you in the packet. You can make it a famous person. You can make it a person you know. You can make a character filming a TV show or a movie that you like. You could do animals. You could do occupations, like you could do a chef or a firefighter. It's really up to you. And if you do a lot of different ideas, you know, maybe you'll have a really fun story with a lot of different characters interacting. So I just made 2 cards. I'm going to fill them out. Right now I'm thinking about some of my favorite characters, and right now I'm thinking about Star Wars. So I'm going to put down Han Solo because I think he's an interesting character. He can be on my character deck. And then for the other one, I think a chef is a good idea because who doesn't like food? And chefs make a lot of food, so I put a chef. All right, so that is my tiny, tiny character deck with only 2 cards, but you're going to have 20 because you're going to do all of them. Last but not least, we also have the problem cards. Problem cards, what are those? Well, for most stories that you probably know, they really get interesting when something goes wrong. If a story was just, I woke up and I had a great day and everything happened exactly the way I wanted and my life was so perfect. I mean, that sounds like a great day, but it's not a very exciting story. So problem cards are your opportunity to have something go wrong. So a really easy inspiration for problems are like natural disasters. And I think we maybe gave you some examples here. Yeah, natural disasters, a mistake, or something happening by accident, or just something unexpected. So for my problems, let's see. I know the story is going to take place in a desert. However, I'm going to say a blizzard could be a problem. Because you could put all kinds of things. You don't know that all of your stories will take place in a desert. And then another problem I'm going to do is a sinkhole opens up. So a sinkhole kind of opening up and consuming everything around it. So I said a blizzard and a sinkhole. Okay, so once you've made both of your decks with 20 character cards and 20 problem cards, now it's time to play. So once again, we start by figuring out our setting. I'm actually going to spin it again because I'm kind of over the desert already. Oop, let's see. Oh no, I spun the paperclip right off. I know this is not a very fancy spinner, but we wanted to make it something that was easy to make with stuff you might have at home. So, all right, I'm spinning it and I got mountain. Wonderful, I love the mountains. And I'm going to draw one of my character cards. Let me shuffle them. And I've got Han Solo as my main character. Perfect, all right? And then let's see, if you want, you could actually draw a couple more character cards at this point if you want to have like, you know, Han Solo is my main character, but maybe I need a side character who's going to like help him out. So you can draw really as many as you want. So, but I'm just going to stick with Han Solo for now because I only have 2 cards. All right, and then I'm going to draw a problem card to see what happens next, and it's a sinkhole. Okay, so now we've got the beginning of my story. Once upon a time, it was, we were in the mountains, and Han Solo was making his way up the mountain when suddenly a sinkhole opened up beneath him, and he started falling in. Luckily, he grabbed a vine that was dangling from one of the mountain trees. I'm not sure what kind of vine grows in the mountains, but he was hanging onto it for dear life when a chef came by. And the chef said, Han Solo, what are you doing? Can you get out of there? And Han said, no, I need help. So the chef, luckily, had just made a bunch of spaghetti. And he made a huge rope out of spaghetti. And he passed it down to Han. And with the vine and the rope, the chef was pulling Han Solo out of the sinkhole. When suddenly, a mountain blizzard appeared, and they both got covered in snow just as Han Solo was rescued from the sinkhole. So the chef and Han Solo are now stuck in a blizzard and freezing and getting covered in snow. Unfortunately, the chef tripped and fell into Han Solo, and they started rolling down the mountain, and as they rolled, all the snow was sticking to them, and they basically became a big snowball together, and they just rolled and rolled and rolled down the mountain. Anyway, that was maybe not the most amazing story you've ever heard, but that's basically a little example of how you could use the storytelling game. So you can start off with a setting, you can pick some random characters, and then pick some random problems about, what they need to figure out or overcome. And feel free to make more cards. We provided 20. You can make even more if you have more paper at home. Or if you're making this yourself with the stuff you have, feel free to make as many characters or problems as you want. Anyway, I really hope you enjoy playing with the storytelling game. You could play it by yourself and just come up with stories, or you could create a story with another person or a couple other people just by using all those elements, the setting, the characters, and the problems, and just kind of building a story together. So it's really adaptable for, any size group. I really hope you have fun playing it, and I would love to hear if you like it. All right, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you later. Bye.